It was supposed to be just another interview, another magazine feature, another round of polite questions and practice answers. But this time, something was different. Kim Go-eun arrived early, dressed simply in cream slacks, a loose navy blouse, and barely their makeup. She looked radiant, at peace, comfortable, and when the interviewer greeted her, she smiled the way people do when they know they're exactly where they're meant to be. For the first half of the conversation, everything was familiar. Questions about her new film, her thoughts on portraying complex women, what books she was reading these days. But then, the moment came. The interviewer, gently, asked the question everyone had been waiting for. You played many characters who fall in love, but fans are curious. What does love look like to you in real life? Go-eun paused, not for effect, but to think. Her eyes softened, her lips curled into a quiet smile, and then she said the words that made the entire nation pause. Love, she said, feels like home, like finding someone you don't have to explain yourself to, someone who listens when you're silent and stays when things get hard. Then she looked up, almost as if she could see him, somewhere beyond the camera. For me, she said quietly, he's the one. The room went still. Even the interviewer froze. He's the one. They repeated cautiously. Go-eun nodded, smiling shyly. Yes, he's been there quietly, kindly, patiently. I don't need fireworks. Just someone whose presence makes everything feel steady. By the time the interview ended, the staff knew they had just captured something rare. Not a headline, but a confession. The article was published less than a week later, and within hours, He's the One was trending in 3 languages. Fans knew immediately who she was talking about. There was only one name on everyone's mind, Lee Min-ho. Clips from past interviews resurfaced. That time she smiled, a little too brightly, when someone mentioned his name. That day they stood a little too close. At a press conference, the way he looked at her when she wasn't watching, and the way she laughed, truly laughed, only when he was beside her. And then, netizens found something else. In an old variety clip from The King, Eternal Monarch Promotions, Lee Min-ho had been asked about his ideal type. His answer? Someone who understands silence. Someone who feels like home. The exact same words. Months before Go-eun's interview. Coincidence? Or a quiet confirmation of something deeper? It wasn't long before Dispatch got involved. No photos. No scandals. But they released a brief timeline of private sightings. A late-night stroll near Han River. 2 figures holding hands in matching coats. A dinner reservation under fake names, but with the same agency driver waiting outside. And a single blurry photo of a familiar silhouette walking beside Go-eun outside a gallery in Seonsadong. No scandal, no controversy, just soft proof of something real. That weekend, Lee Min-ho posted on his Instagram, not a photo of himself, not a fashion post, but a picture of 2 umbrellas, one black, one cream, leaning gently together at the entrance of a Hanok house. His caption? The quietest love is often the strongest. He didn't tag her. He didn't have to. The comment section exploded. He saw the interview. This is his reply. Just get married already. And then Kim Go-eun posted a story. Just one frame. A tiny ceramic cup of tea next to a paperback novel. The page was marked by a small note. It read, "You were right. Love is where I find peace. M." Fans were floored. Was this their way of speaking to each other? Through the quietest of channels? Through tea and books and little notes, not meant for the world, but still shared with it? One stylist, who had worked with both stars, spoke anonymously. They've always had something special. Not loud, not dramatic, just this deep, quiet bond. When she was cold, he noticed before anyone else. When he was tired, she'd bring him warm tea without saying a word. It wasn't acting. It was instinct. Another crew member shared a moment from set. There was this scene they had to reshoot over and over because of lighting issues. Everyone was frustrated, but he kept smiling at her. She kept whispering jokes between takes. By the end, they were the only ones still laughing. Weeks passed. The He's the One interview continued to circulate. Podcasts, reaction videos, even international media picked it up. And slowly, Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun started appearing together again. At first, only at events. Always professional, always poised. But fans noticed the details. His hand gently guiding her. Through a crowd, her fixing his jacket collar. Before a photo, the way they looked at each other. With familiarity, with comfort, with something that didn't need to be spoken. And then came the awards night. A rare occasion where they were both nominated. The world watched, not just for the awards, but for the moments in between. And when Lee Min-ho's name was announced, he walked up with grace, thanked his team, his fans, and then paused. Looking directly at the audience, he said, "And to the one who taught me, that love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just quietly stays. Thank you." Go-eun, seated in the front row, lowered her eyes, smiling. No tears, just peace. After the ceremony, they walked out side by side. No rush, no fear. One reporter asked playfully, "Do you have anything to say about Kim Go-eun's interview?" Lee Min-ho looked at Go-eun. She looked at him, and then he answered simply. She said it best. That night, they left in the same car. No more hiding, no more coded messages. Just two people, finally allowed to be seen. The world had waited, wondered, wished, and now they had their answer. Not in scandals, not in paparazzi photos, but in a sentence spoken, softly, gently, and with her whole heart. He's the one. And the way he looked back told us everything. After the words were spoken, the car door closed, not with urgency, not with the slam of scandal or chaos, just quietly, like it always had between them. Inside the black sedan, Kim Go-eun leaned her head gently on the window. City lights danced across her face, gold and white, a blur of soul moving fast outside. But her world had just slowed down. Lee Min-ho looked over. His voice was soft, low enough that only she could hear. "Are you okay?" She turned to him, smiling in that way that only belonged to him. "I've never felt more okay."